So, welcome again. Here, so-called, we are living our life with some pleasure, some pain, some duality, and a conflict. That life seems to be with more tragedy and no comedy at all. If we analyze our entire life, we find there are more tragedy every day. So our master says that we do not know our real nature. Why there is a ignorance of the real self. And then what is real self? So real self is the subtlest and still it is all pervading. One consciousness. So in order to know, for example, the material world, the physics says, oh, this is matter. Then it says matter is neither created nor destroyed. Whatever the amount of gold is present in the universe, it will continue to be so. So that is what one way. No, no, but the matter consists of molecules. You see that we create a concept in the science also to understand the same follows because the intellect has to follow a knowledge. So there's molecules, and then molecules are are made up of atoms. Atom is made up of we say electron, proton, and neutron. During the last 100 years or so, we say that this electron, proton, and neutron atom, these electron, proton, and neutron behave like a particle and also behave like a wave. You see the concepts. So we go into the subtler level. And then it's all waves. So wave is nothing but energy. Then we say energy is nothing but electromagnetic wave. And then we enter into a specialized branch of physics. What we say quantum physics. Have you seen the quanta? No, you cannot see. Now compare this. What is real self? So we say that real self is none of the three bodies that we have covered. Then we say this real self is none of these five sheaths, five covering is there. Science says this solid is a myth. Solid is not true. Why? Because solid is a matter. Go back to the last. It is quanta. It is energy. But I feel it is a solid. Why I feel it? Because I touch with the sense organ. That is one layer of knowledge. When we go deeper, we find another layer of knowledge. Compare it. So real self is none of these five sheets. And we will also cover this real self is none of the three states. Then what is left? Only left is real self. So real self, then we will define the real self and we will see whether we are there or not. But in the meantime, we have a challenge that, science says the solid is a myth. But I feel, well, this is solid. Yes, at the level of knowledge received by the sense organ, it is solid. But at the level of the intellect, this solid is myth. So the concept, we also have the same concept. So we have the concept of truth, we have a concept of mithya, means the false, and we have a concept of untruth. So we are very clear that truth is all pervading. It is independent. It exists all the time. It exists everywhere. It is beyond the time and the space. And the false that appears to exist, but it does not. This appears to exist, but it is not. Solid. Solid is a myth. Can I live into that awareness that this body is false? The false does not mean that it is not there. Are you getting it? Yes, I'm getting it. I'm more intelligent than you. No, it's not a question of being intelligent. The question of being aware. You may have the highest IQ. Chances are that those who have higher IQ, then majority of them, commit suicide. They have a higher IQ. So don't go for a higher IQ. No, I'm just joking, and also it is a fact. So understand, so our masters have clarified that we have to sharpen this intellect not for the sake of IQ, but we have to drop the impurities of the mind so that this intellect can work in the field of knowledge and we realize our real self. Real self, yes. So, if we go a little deeper, or let us start from the same, I'm revising it. Sthul Sharir, the physical body. Remember all the time, the physical body has a material cause, 5 elements, and an efficient cause. So there are two causes, the efficient cause. I told you, the maker of the mouse is the efficient cause of the mouse. And the material cause is plastic, chip, semiconductor. Some kind of semiconductor is also, I believe so. I don't remember. So the physical material cause of this physical body is the 5 elements. But the efficient cause is something else, which the science has yet to understand. That is why, with the protein, carbohydrate, they cannot create any living being. No, I produced my son. Forget about it. You produced your son. Where is the efficient cause? Same thing. Then the cause of this physical body is the, what we say, subtle body. The subtle body consists of 5 sense organs, 5 motor organs, 5 prana, the 5 functional energy, and then the mind and intellect, almost 17 parts. Why I started? I started atom, then electron, proton, and neutron. And the science has discovered that there are 32 more parts into the atom. Do you know that? After that, they went into that it is acting like a wave. So what we are doing, subtle body is the cause of the physical, and the subtle body also has a material cause and efficient cause. Material cause, five subtle elements. Efficient cause, past impressions, past karma. Hold on to this. We are going to open up that how this past karma and the past impressions that we have saved uh, in our mind, in the causal body, in the causal body. Third is the causal body. Karan Shariram. It is beginningless. It is incomprehensible. Incomprehensible. And it is the nature of ignorance. Ignorance means that I do not know. The entire journey says that if you don't know, let me know it. I don't have time. Can you give me a single practice so that I can reach to the highest level? Okay, here is a practice. And so after a few weeks, they say, no, this practice is not working, or my mind is not working on this practice. I have a guy in India who is a millionaire who told me that, this practice is not working. So he used to do 5 sessions a week. I gave him 50 practices on 50 days. He said, none of these practices works. I said, now is the time to think. Either the practice is wrong, the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom is wrong, or you are wrong. We don't pay attention to this. No, I'm always right. That comes from the causal body. You have seen a lot of people in the family also. I'm always right. So that comes from the causal body, or you can say directly the ego. But one thing very important to understand, people miss it. This physical body or the three bodies are false. This is one way to reach to the real self. So should I leave this physical body, commit suicide, and I will find my real self? No. So this false is a manifestation of the knowledge. Manifestation of the knowledge, manifestation of the real self. Mithya, false, is the manifestation of a knowledge. Sam. So existence brought the parts together intelligently, is the manifestation and the expression of a knowledge. Entire world is the manifestation of a knowledge. So we drop the idea coming from the science that the solid, liquid, and the gas are simply the myth. No, it is the manifestation of the knowledge. Entire world is the manifestation of the knowledge. Anesthesia is a manifestation of knowledge. So should I hate? Should I like? Should I dislike? Answer is no. Knowledge has no likes and dislikes. That is the point I want to make it today. So once we understand that, then we say, yes, we are none of these 5 sheets. And I told you, pay attention, who is speaking? But fact is, just start analyzing. The outermost layer is the Annamaya Kosha, the food sheet. Or this protein, carbohydrate, and these chemicals forms the lips and the larynx and the tongue. Are they speaking? No, they cannot speak. It's purely matter. No, but it's a movement is affected by the second sheath, prana, pranamaya kosha, energy sheath. Where there is a change, there is energy. That's a simple definition of the prana. Yadvai praniti sa prana. So let me find out. My first sheet is not speaking, it is aiding, manifesting. Energy sheet, that is also not speaking. Third sheet is the mind. Mind has a desire to speak. Also, desire prompts the energy that uses the larynx and the lips and the tongue. That's why I'm expressing it. Oh, yes. But who takes the decision? The fourth sheet, the intellect and the I thought. Now see the ignorance. What is the fifth sheet? Is the ignorance. If I feel that you are different from me, that is ignorance. You feel that you don't know the real self and still you have the real self, that is ignorance. Are you getting it? Yes, I'm getting it. My IQ is very high. Well, I already told you that guy who said, my consciousness does not allow me to meditate. My space inside the restroom does not allow me to enter into the restroom. This is what you are saying. What a great IQ you have. So that is why we have to follow it regularly, step by step, to understand. Did it happen to you anytime? Why the space in the bedroom did not allow me to enter into the bedroom. Our masters have answered every question. 5 koshas. I'm I'm transitioning from the 5 koshas to one of the most important aspect, the subtler aspect, is the 5 sense organs and the 5 motor organs. Not going into the biology or anatomy and physiology, but understanding from the point of view of Eastern wisdom. So here there is another word that we should be very clear. In the entire Eastern wisdom, the word God has different meaning. So in this journey, when we use the word God, we say God sense. We say the faculty. We say that it is a functional power which is not seen, but we know it. How can you say that? Are you listening to me? Yes. Who is responsible for listening? My physical ears. Are you sure? Is it the physical ear is purely a material thing? There must be a consciousness present in order to listen to me at this moment. Am I right? Say yes. If you don't say yes, then you will say the same thing. Consciousness does not allow me to go to the space, does not allow me to go into the restroom. Consciousness does not allow me to meditate. Now, I'm not making a fun, but we have to understand, we have to be very clear. And those people who are not seeker, they will leave the session. So let them leave. Eastern wisdom is very clear about this. So I'm talking about that God world. Let me give you another example. Have you seen the flute? Flute, an instrument of music. Is there any sound in the flute? But when you blow the air, the sound comes. Subtle aspect. That is God. That God is present in every five sense organ and every five motor organs. Sometimes you have seen oh, your eyes look so bright. The guy says, I'm blind. Functional, subtle power, manifestation of that consciousness through the material medium is what the God is. One understanding of the God. We'll go to the, and that subtle functional power is present everywhere. It's a common. Yeah? I have one big administrator in India. So his hairs on the ears grows so fast. So he used to identify with the big hairs. And his hairs, used to grow about 5 or 6 inches. So while talking, he used to twist his hairs to point out, see my big hairs on the ears. Unnecessary. How much I can tell you in these 40 years. Functional aspect, the functional power of the sense organs. And the functional powers of the motor organs, they are given a different name. Are you listening to me? Yes. Very good. Let me create a vacuum. Now go to the science for a while. In a vacuum, you cannot hear me. Even if you can see my lips are moving. So it means that space is a medium. It has a functional power. We say, no, I have heard you. You criticized me. You have not gone deeper. How did you hear me? Are you getting it? So sense organs, their powers and the function has been explained to keep our focus on the discovery of the real nature. Masters convey the message how to discover that subjective reality. Take the same example, matter, molecules, atom, electron, proton, neutron, then energy, wave, electromagnetic field, quantum physics. So once we have a base, so what are these five sense organs? So the master answers, these five sense organs we are fully aware. Ears, skin, tongue, nose, huh? And eyes are five sense organs of perception, five gateway of knowledge, five instruments of knowledge. So it is a physical instrument. That's why I'm able to see the physical world. Can it see the subtle world? Can any of the sense organs see your thought, feeling? That is why we say it is a subtle body. Subtle body is the mind. I used to say that these sense organs are one-sided windows. They do not open inside, they always open outside. So now, what are the five deities of these five sense organs? Five deities, the functional power of these five sense organs, the space for the ears, air for the skin. If the air is not there, you cannot feel the sense of touch. You are my honey, and we hug each other. Remove the air. You see the truth? Let me be tough. Your sexual pleasure is gone. And for that, we make a six pack. We want to become beautiful. What is this all stuff? No, I'm just think of this. Think properly. Contemplate and reflect, and you will see, oh, what is this? Where I'm living. Am I living in delusion? Anyhow, the space for the ears, air for the skin, the sun for the eyes. Sun here means the light. The water for the tongue, and the earth for the nose. So that earth, when we use the word earth, it is the functional power of the earth. It is the functional power of the air. Are you getting it? Let me make it easy. Oxygen is air, nitrogen is air, carbon dioxide is air. So air is a common. That is the functional power. That manifested in the form of oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, etc., etc., etc. Did you see that? That is the way the master is demanding us to understand. The space of the ears, remove the space, you cannot hear. Remove the air, forget about the sensation of touch. Remove the water, you cannot taste anything. Think. Water means, saliva. Remove it. You cannot taste anything. This food is very tasty. God is responsible for your taste. You are not. Because that is present everywhere, so we say it is a God. Uh, I like this physical event, any physical event, these five sense organs that gives you the knowledge. I am not able to experience anything if these five gods are not there. I go to that restaurant, I always like that food. But before that, you understand that water is responsible. I hear a good music. Really? Space is responsible. You stand nowhere. Our ego drops down. So we will pick up There are three layers of manifestation of these gods: physical, subtle, subtle is godly, and then the spiritual, we say it is pure consciousness. Just to give before we do the practice, earth, take the earth. It is because of that earth element, physical earth, you can say the earth is matter, physical entity. So when we taste, that earth element is the subtle. Can you see the taste? You feel it, you experience it. In the presence of the consciousness, but from where? Oh, in the presence of the consciousness. So ultimately, that earth element, subtle level, merges into the spiritual consciousness. That is what the pure consciousness. Everything is coming from the real self. Is your mind thinking that, what the heck, you're talking to me? Yes, when we are not a seeker, we think like this. Let us start our journey. Eyes are closed and body is steady. Mind is